Just tell me when I can click the button.
All right. Welcome everybody. We're kicking off here another all-player commentary. We have most of the original crew. We got me, CS or Andrew, and then Mike, Chike or Mike. And replacing Lumen this week, we got NerdCube or Eric. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
Easter.
Hey.
We've long ago dropped the all-expert player commentary, and it appears that's good because Mike is the one this time. But we've all been on the other side of it, so it's all good. But we're gonna join the craze and play Lakes Landscape today, which is the upcoming arena season, which is gonna start Tuesday morning for us American time. Me and Andrew in particular are not a big fan of Lakes Landscapes, and I can't say that I have a ton of experience, so I'm not totally sure how much our expert commentary is going to be helpful here, but we're going to give it a go. So I think we can start the game up and chatter about whatever we want as usual.
Oh, I know exactly how I'm playing this game.
Fast and
4
loose?
towns.
Oh, it's just
well, I'm always fast and loose.
Fair enough.
4C2, let's go.
All right, NerdCube, do you really get to self-react on the Twitch chat about yourself being here?
Yep.
What?
I'm here, everybody. Feel good about it. I'm about to pick Giants.
Giants could get the nod here.
Giants are too strong, though.
I think this map is.
I think they're 30 points better than every other faction.
Oh god, I still have the hex names on from the other day. Turning that crap off.
Missing Dig, we're
It's
missing
absurdly
Hogan.
awful for Giants, but this is about as good of a track as it gets.
Yeah, I actually think this track's awful, or the board is awful for Giants.
But look at how insanely good this track is. Also,
I mean, I
think
think the map's fine for Giants. I don't think it's bad. It's not fire and ice, but
I think this map's pretty bad for Giants.
It's not a revised base map.
I agree. This is about as good of a track as you could hope for as Giants, though. I do agree on that front.
So I'm hearing is we have to put in chaos to balance the power.
I mean, so one of the classic problems with Giants and Chaos is they do kind of fit some of the same niches. They both like a lot of the same things. Chaos,
one wants a stronghold, the other doesn't.
The main difference is Chaos likes spades in the game, whereas Giants are happy to not see spades. Oh my gosh!
Not even a hesitation.
We do get Giants. All right, yeah.
I like that attitude, Eric. You're saying you're gonna put in a faction, and then you still put them in. I get a lot of crap for that.
It's also. Do you remember what happened last time there was a landscape season? I had a lot of fun with Giants. So.
Yeah.
The open temple. Mm-hmm.
All right. The setup also.
Temple Giants game.
The setup can't be that bad for these guys. Let's see how they go on this map. I suspect it's a lot worse, but.
Well, what faction here is getting 4 towns with these colors in the game?
Anyhow, responding to the chat, one of the cool things is BGA just recently added an option where if you play in training mode, you can indeed customize the scoring track and the pass tiles, so you can test out whatever setups you'd like.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that just got added just a couple days ago. It is pretty sweet though. Like if you want to so a lot of people are arguing recently about that F2O game that just happened this weekend for International Clash. Like you could set up the exact same things, have people try to take the same actions, and then play out different lines after that. So
if anyone wants to go priest to water darklings and show us why it's better.
I continue to agree with you, Eric, that I'm pretty sure both you and I are right. That there were other issues that we could definitely argue about, but that move I'm pretty confident of.
I don't think they're that bad on this.
Oh.
Yeah, I've put forward my hot take that Stormlings might be S tier in this season. Because I just think getting towns is going to be hard for a lot of factions with how weird this map is, and I think Stormlings can just go sit in a corner and build a mega town.
Yeah, that's going to make me really hate this season.
Wow, yeah. Thanks, Crix. Thanks.
Stormlings are so boring.
They remove the pointer, or is it somewhere else? Like to click on the map somewhere? Let's see how to do it.
To do what?
No, to click on the map, like to highlight a spot to the other players.
Oh, it's gone. Yeah, the pointer's gone. Oh,
Oh, that's actually really unfortunate. You're right. Why is that
no.
gone?
Yeah, why did you do this to us?
Well, I was going to point out that I've had some experience in starting out east on the edge there, because you can maybe get spots for a dig. It can go sour. Often does. Especially with
Why
I think
would
what happens in the game, that's just death, but
why would
I think it can be good.
why would VGA remove such a nice thing?
I know. What's that?
it's hogging the memory, maybe that was the
Huh.
load on their side.
Somebody
I
did
bet
create a
it's their evil parent company.
somebody created a forum thread about it a couple hours back, but nobody's responded yet, which is a shame. But I'll watch that because I'm very curious what led to that decision. That's why I got distracted on bidding. I don't believe in Team Halflings here, so.
Wow.
You don't believe in color neighborless brown faction in
With
a round
round
four
four
spade team?
digs. Yeah.
I don't, not that much yet. So this is like one of those. So I mean, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Like halflings, round four spades is only part of the game plan. Like it's a lot of points, but you still need a lot of other points. I'm not sure what the other
Well,
points are.
if I get them, I'll show you some spice, Ryan.
The other part of the game plan is being brown on this map.
Okay, and having no color neighbors. I mean that can be an answer, but I don't know if that's enough of an answer to convince me. So.
I just think brown is absurdly well situated on this map for both leech and expansion. They have some really good starting spots right in the middle
Yeah.
of everything.
Only colors for them.
I mean I obviously don't really disagree with that, but I'm very unconvinced that Swarmlings are not just gonna be like 10 to 15 points better than Halflings.
No, they're
Might
6
be
better.
true.
It
And
depends on how willy nilly we let.
Eric, I was not trying to talk you back into it though.
I think we're at the level where we've learned to not just let Swarmlings go from tile to tile to tile to tile every single round.
So
So I'm not sure they're 10 to 15 points better than Halflings.
maybe, but I don't think anybody's taking that trading post tile them that much. And then there's enough pass tiles that like you can't block Swarmlings that hard at the end of the game. Like
I think engineers might be skipping water one this game, depending if they go for a round 3 town, or even just the round 3 town will incentivize them to build 1 or 2 early trading houses and get on that pass tile.
yeah.
be difficult against with red in the game. Even though I mean it's giants, they're not hitting too many grays, but just having 2 reds at the beginning and throughout the game is going to be tough for INGs to get around. Maybe.
That's my big issue. There's a couple ways the game breaks fairly well for engineers, but the loss of 1 or 2 key red hexes at certain times could be really big. So yeah, it's very hard to value them here.
I've already
First
envisioned
pass tile,
for every faction.
I'm probably getting close to overpaying for Swarmlings, but hey, Firex, indeed, CS and I do not like lakes, and yet here we are. We got talked into it, and we're doing it. But I honestly don't expect to play much of this arena season. I really don't like this map.
I'll see how it goes. I'll play a few games this season.
I'm gonna try to give it a bit of a chance. I agree. I mean, part of my dislike is unfamiliarity, and a lot of people complained about the Fire and Ice map, and I think some of their complaints were also unfamiliarity. So
I certainly got sick of that map.
I still love
Mermaids being in every game, getting bid down to 10 no matter what, and usually winning anyway. Some of the time, if it goes right, that was getting boring to me.
Fair enough. I still love Fire and Ice, but.
I want the record to show that if I get halflings, I know I'm gonna lose the game.
Okay.
But you're gonna have fun at least.
But I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have a fun game, that's for sure.
All right, good.
Okay, here's a question: are engineers or giants better?
I think it's close.
It's pretty close.
I've seen engineers 4 town on this map with red in the game. So there's
Oh,
that.
I mean, if I am going from what I say as 4 towns, I would definitely be going engineers. But I don't know how realistic 4 towns actually is.
Yeah.
But 4 towns is just so fun. Engineers are another faction that if I get this game, I ain't gonna win, but I'll have a good time.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah.
Oh, we're playing. Wow.
Yeah, that's a
Guess
little
they were
sad.
even.
I did over Vince for just a little. I was ready for engineers there. I think engineers are better than Giants. But
Yeah, I think engineers are a little better than Giants here.
yeah.
Probably.
But Eric
But
just has his love.
Eric
That's
does
his
have
one true love.
Eric has his love, and that's fair. I'm not sad to at least have a game where I'm pretty sure I'll at least I'll at least get a pretty solid game here.
Like you killed the dream already. No.
The one real issue is actually though is I had no real clue where I'm supposed to start.
I was hoping I don't have a pointer. I was hoping that halflings were gonna start in like both dwellings east and go temp ship and get 4 dwellings on one.
Ship it in the 1 seat. Are you sure I'm getting that?
I would assume so.
I could see Angie's taking it.
Oh, highly doubt I'm taking it. That's one.
Is crowded.
It can't be Temple Giants. Oh my god. There's a round 1 Stronghold event and a round 2 Temple. You can't build them in the opposite order here. I mean, you
yeah,
could.
but what if
It
Stormlings
can't
take
be
Earth
right.
1 and then I don't
I've
get it?
seen Eric
No.
do anything. Let's be real. He'll do it.
Well,
find
no.
It can't be right. But yes, I agree. You could do it.
Hmm. So where do Giants put their second dwelling?
Taking suggestions from chat.
I would also take suggestions from chat because how bad is that? Where are halflings going? Halflings are going.
Stormlings might go southeast. I don't want to say the name of it, but then Giants can probably safely take D edge, D 7, no D9.
Yeah.
Great for me to start next to you there if you do that. It's great for me.
Especially because I'm gonna be the fool inviting Giants out over here. We'll see how much.
But so the thing is, if you start to the east of that spot, then I do box you in.
Oh, I'm well
If you start too north of there, the D row, then I probably leave you alone.
Yeah.
I don't know. The one
debating.
thing I know goes
There-
all out warfare no matter where people start. So
I mean, we have Giants and halflings in this game. Like this has the potential to just be a hellacious game of hexes getting stolen all over the place. So
yeah, I hate that.
I agree. Well, so
That's
Zorus
fun.
does. I mean, Zorus doesn't like Giants partly for that reason, and I kind of agree. Like, there's a little unpredictability about what hexes Giants will take and how much that's going to swing the game one way or the other. It's part of why I took Swarmlings here because I plan to just advance digs and then I don't care too badly.
We're gonna have 3 people that are gonna be attacking me. I think I need to advance digs this game to protect myself.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
All right.
On the other hand, I get all the power actions.
FireX said G2. You said you were taking suggestions from the chat.
Well, I don't like that suggestion.
I don't like that suggestion.
I want a different suggestion.
No. I like it though. G2. Go for it. Boom.
I'm kind of thinking. So I'm debating A, B, C, D, E5. This red right out in the middle of nowhere. Like I'm actually debating that 'cause
also would suck. Don't take that one.
The hub red.
I'm actually really surprised.
It gets you quite a few spots actually. Yeah, I don't think it's that bad.
It's pretty disruptive to engineers who we think maybe got a good deal.
But I'm playing for fun. We ain't playing for the win.
Yeah. We don't need to.
We don't need to harass me.
No, but I mean, I think it's good to both deny engineers that hex and claim it for myself as a good hub to everywhere else.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try it.
I think that's reasonable.
I was gonna say let's make a deal. First one there wins, but you won.
I agree,
Yeah.
Crix. Imagine playing for the win on Lakes. What a chump. This map is all about making ridiculous towns. That is the real
Yeah.
victor.
Exactly.
It's true.
How am I supposed to make 4 towns now?
When I make
Wait,
some
I had
when I make some ridiculous town here that's connected by 3 bridges and is some mega town, then I'll know I have won.
the other day I played a Chaos Magicians game on this map where I made 2 separate towns over in the west and then connected them. And so I just had this massive conglomerate of like almost all of my buildings were in one big power clump. It was great.
Nice.
I don't know what I take anymore. I didn't think Eric would start there.
You taking temp shipping? That's the original plan?
Well, the original plan was worker power.
I feel like that's still the plan. Like why would the plan change?
I don't know. I'm a sucker for dwelling rush engineers,
Oh, okay.
and then double temple around too.
Yeah, it is tempting if you could pull that off actually. Okay.
But the real it's scary. Like someone can just take worker power. Like swarmlings and halflings both have 9 power.
Yeah, trying to rely on the double dig is really risky for you, yeah.
Like I'm pretty confident it goes 2 workers, swarmlings, and then worker power giants. Because 2 workers comes with 4 points for swarmlings, and they're all about the pass points, and then the giants
What?
worker power uses dwelling.
Whoa. Who says that I'm not going Temple Swarmlings? Skipping that stronghold.
But I think it's a little
Is that
too
the innovation of this season?
No, I mean you gotta open stronghold, right? Like it's just the most ridiculous stronghold in the game. Like the faction is so crippled without it.
Whoa. Right. Didn't I prove to you that it's good?
No.
No.
Okay. You left me this.
It's exactly what I expect.
I did it
Yeah,
the
I
one
really didn't
game.
think I would get this.
We all at the game that we all said we're doing stupid things, and we all.
Ah, Mike's gonna temp ship though. That is interesting.
I didn't think I was getting it, but here we are.
I
Anywhere.
didn't think you would want it. I think I would have taken 6
I
coins
didn't
if there
think
is
I would have
halfling.
taken 6
Well,
points
although
as well.
halflings do love to get worker production going, so maybe it's right.
Where? Any option?
That's a really interesting choice, actually. Yeah.
I think.
The engineers and halflings on this map both have some like when they get temp shipping, there's some insane possibilities.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure I've already lost this game.
I mean, yeah, the lakes and the like connectivity on this map is wild.
This sucks. What?
You're still a 30-point engineers faction. I think you'll live.
Yeah,
I don't
30
think
point
it's
engineers faction that's gonna get no digs in the first 2 rounds and is gonna end like temple dwelling. Like,
who you probably get single dig. I don't like.
Single dig sucks.
Oh, whatever. You'll like. I don't have too much. I'm not feeling that bad for you just yet. There's still plenty of ways this game goes fine for you.
I think I recall the last time I played on Lakes was this stream, and I scored less than 100. It's gonna be another one of those games.
I'd be shocked if you score less than 100. You started at 30.
I started at 30 on the other one too. So
yeah, okay. Maybe you'll show me just what you're capable of.
Certainly no shortage of power for me here.
Yeah,
that's why it feels like brown is so good. Is like that hex in particular, right? Like yellow wants to start there next to you, blue wants to start there next to you, red, gray.
So
like
I mean, well, this is part of
surrounded.
It's part of why I hate this map. Like, there's so few locations actually where you get lots of neighbors, right? Like, neighbors are weird on this map, especially early. Like, There's just too many
Yeah,
links. And so yes, that's
Oh,
that's one of
no.
the few hubs on the map. That's one of the few hexes on the map that actually has 6 neighbors. Like,
Do you guys want to build a map called Leech Party? That's just a bunch of 7 hex land masses with beautiful leech parties.
I'm not opposed to it, but I mean that's partly what Fjords is, right? Like it's just a huge landmasses where leech parties happen. So, oh
What?
wow, Mike, I did not
Jesus
expect
Christ.
this. Okay, Mike
That's pretty
takes
cool.
all the
Mhm.
spades.
Now 3 spades in the round. I'll take all of them. Why not?
Yeah, okay, that is funky.
I didn't expect you to take workers, Andrew.
Yeah, I did not. That I agree. Like, I don't understand why
I
you.
didn't expect him to take single dig.
Well, yeah, but you chose workers over single dig. Like I could have taken single dig. Like I don't think your workers make much sense, but
It definitely hurts me.
You don't need single dig. Oh, the workers, I see.
I really wanted those workers.
Wasn't sure if Ryan was giving up on that black hex, but I did.
I was gonna take it eventually, but I didn't want to fight for it too hard because it looks painful to try to form a town there. Like it, I think this is a game where I just abandon the stronghold and make an absolutely mega sanctuary town with the landscape, right? Like I think that's totally fine here. And given where Eric started, I think the far right of the map, I basically can just carve like a ridiculous amount of hexes. I guess Giants probably eventually beat me up to like here, so I'm gonna get something through this stretch, and then maybe even I don't know. Maybe I'll run out of hexes, but I think it's gonna be okay.
Maybe why I'm on such a downswing. These in the temple round one. Especially if temple's round 2 scoring.
This is a really cool opening. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I would never would have saw this, but I agree. Like Halflane's getting a ton of worker production, ready for a round 4 digs game seems great. Your priests are gonna be slow. That part sucks, but
Yeah, it's all right. Have it
y-
all.
but yeah, I mean, this is still seems pretty fun.
Relentless is in chat asking who else tends to have good games in this map besides Brown. And so far, I've seen that Brown and Engineers seem to be insanely strong.
Yep, I
I
brought
think it's
That's it.
close. It's a good map for yellow too.
Really? I don't think this map is very good for yellow at all.
A lot more
I think
easy
it
fights
can
for
be,
clears.
but I
Yeah,
still
like,
haven't seen Engineers or Brown have a disastrously bad game, just because I think they're both positioned well to get lots of leech and then expand out of the crowded areas with 1 to 2 shipping.
yeah, I would agree with that. I would say witches are close behind because of their stronghold, and they typically do get decent leech.
Compared to
true.
Fire and Ice against, we're playing more Fire and Ice lately. I think it's more balanced overall.
Wow, I would never agree with
Yeah,
that.
I know. I would disagree with that. There's two really strong factions on Fire and Ice, and I'd say everything else. And there's one really weak faction. And everything else seems fairly balanced.
To be fair, I don't have enough experience on Lakes, I guess, but I feel like Lakes is as fluky, swingy, and worse as Fire and Ice. I think this map is just as bad for Dwarves. I think Dwarves just suck here.
Oh, really? How many doors?
I think Dwarves are dead weight here as well. 1 or 2 hexes disappeared, you're just so dead. It's just not even funny. Like it's just so brutal. And you just because the shipping is so important on this map, and dwarves can't ship. It's just like it's so painful. All right, I didn't expect to be the last to pass, admittedly.
Yeah,
much
maybe you
stuff.
should have tried to stall out. For some reason, I just saw you had a bunch of resources and assumed you had a lot of actions left, but you might actually just be done with Stronghold.
Yeah, I feel like saving, like, on some level, getting, like, having priest production here is nice, but I don't think it's worth 4 points, right? Like, I think I'm supposed to just delay.
Although that temple now would come with another 2 coins, but I guess I mean it seems like you're winning the cults, anyways, right? You're gonna do very well in this game with 2
Halflings,
factions not building a temple in round 1.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, and I got the priest round one, so it's like I already got a priest on the most important track. Like, this doesn't feel. I'm probably passing for a priest too, right? Yeah, so I don't think I need the temple here. Yeah, I think the delayed temple makes way too much sense.
Yeah, maybe like I could have stalled out by not building on my the spot that I used my giant stronghold action on.
Yeah.
And then I could have gotten that tower. It would have been much better for me. Been 4 points and 2 workers instead of 1 worker.
Yeah. Oh, does landscape help for dwarves? Landscape actually might help dwarves here more than I think, now that you say that. I haven't played a lot with landscapes because I'm also not a fan of landscapes. So the combination of landscapes plus lakes maybe creates a slightly more balanced setup
They can still
overall.
only use their landscape in 1 place is the problem.
Yeah, but even then, having it in one place maybe can be a game saving here and there.
Yeah, it might be true.
This is a red hex, right? That you're on?
What?
Well, the most common place I've seen the landscape is red hex where you put the dwelling, because that gets them to the south gray and the north gray.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Anyhow, yeah, CS was already answering the chat question, but I agree. This hex right here, I think, is probably a pretty good landscape option. Without having played here much, I don't immediately have other like insights.
I think he was talking about where I have my lone dwelling.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think your stronghold spot also is actually pretty reasonable.
Well, I'm thinking that they should be able to get those hexes anyways.
If they start where you, so if they keep the same starting spots as you.
Yeah, they keep the same. Yeah, and I'd say they typically start these 2 spots.
Okay, but I wonder if with the landscape, maybe you can landscape where Eric's stronghold is, and then you could start somewhere over kind of by swarm leads. I don't know if that's actually helpful, but yeah.
I think it depends on what factions are in the game. Maybe if you can get a good leech there.
Yeah. Mike, you still take Earth 1 after that opening. It's slightly intriguing.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that and whether I'm going for a town.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Feels like Earth 2 is just better there.
Another temple here.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mike can second temple still.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's bold.
He does need more priests, actually. It does seem possibly right. I don't know if it's that bold.
It's all my coins. Center issue.
Yeah, all those coins in a only 6 coins in the past tiles.
My issue is if I'm supposed to take Earth 1 this game. I did already build that dwelling, so it's a little less exciting, but I need to build a decent number of dwellings, and it's around 6 dwellings, but it's also just a fine game just to go the water 1, air 1 sort of swarm lanes.
I think with landscapes on it certainly makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
Because you can go for that 3rd town much more easily. And so you're building like probably
interpretation of
2
the
or so
landscape.
extra buildings.
My interpretation of the landscape is that like you have you go 11 structures maybe.
Which makes Earth 1 very tempting here, right? Like it's a 15-point water 1, or it's probably like an 18-point Earth 1. Plus the Earth track is more important here.
You have to like you can sometimes run into trouble too, like with your not trouble, but like with your third favorite tile as Stormlings, right? Like you're building a temple in round 5 or 6, and then you're usually just forced to take a 3-step or something to win a cult. It can be
Yeah, and I
better,
might not need that. I
if
might need
Air
Air
1
One.
is there.
Yeah, I think I have supposed to take Earth One here, which is gonna make Andrew sad, but
Oh my goodness.
I wasn't trying too hard to just sabotage your game, but I legitimately think
I
that
I think it's
Storm
quite good for
Landscape's
me.
around,
Yeah, I was thinking on hard. I do wonder if I was supposed to delay my dwelling, but no, probably not. I always argue about this. I think I want to try to pass sooner. Well, I still have a long round compared to all of you probably, but I did lose a little obviously on the dwelling builds. But I think I had to take single dig. If I didn't get single spade this round, my life's really bad too.
that would have been pretty tough.
Yeah, hard digging was not on the menu.
So do we want
Good
to
about it.
revisit how good Giants are right now? I just want to say that I feel like things are going okay.
Oh yeah, they definitely are. I don't disagree. I liked a lot of what you've been doing thus far as Giants. I think your game's quite on track.
Yeah, like I'll still say again that I think this track was like as dreamy as it can possibly get for Giants with landscapes.
I do agree with that, yeah.
It's a little more of a think of whether I want to pass
And
now.
the pastels are really good for Giants here, right? There's no spade. They don't really like cult coin that much. Like they love temp shipping, they love all those other scoring tiles. Like this maybe is the best set of pastels for Giants.
Second temple.
Does not go second temple. Okay, yeah, back on the temp ship. So the one sad for me this round is I obviously would have loved to get back on that big building tile, but I just knew it was pretty much impossible. Mostly because I'm very convinced Eric is passing for it next action. I can't imagine he doesn't.
Yeah, I
So
think I can say that openly because I'm assuming Andrew's building a temple.
oh yeah, I guess Andrew could pass for it. It just doesn't seem super likely. So given that's happening, I'm probably supposed to just take another priest here. I mean, I'm gonna have a lot of priests this game, and yet a priest that comes with 2 coins and can also be thrown under the earth track right here seems probably worth it. I'm already gonna have a long round anyhow. Yeah, it seems fine. Hey, heroic logic. Nerd cube. You trying to distract me?
What? Yeah. See, I'm passing now, so I can
All right.
fully focus.
That's good. The rest of my rounds basically figured out that too. Hi, Loki. Yeah, you've already jumped up. You've started to figure out where the treat drawer is. All right, buddy. Yeah, good boy. Sit. All
This is distracting for me too.
right. Okay, you're a good boy. Yeah. There you go. Oh, I haven't moved. Boo, boo, boo. What is the move? Let's get this free trading post out of the way. All right. Good boy, Loki. Yeah.
Are sound
We're
effects
gonna see
coming through?
another temple.
Are you?
I
I'm
mean,
not hearing your sound effects. No.
Good. I turned them off anyway.
I've already lost the game, so I may as well try something new.
Well, so if you're convinced you've lost, then I agree you already have. But like, I'm still actually like, I agree missing Earth 1 is sad for you here, but I'm still not actually convinced you've lost this game.
You're still playing 30-point engineers that got an amazing amount of leech.
That's what I mean. Like, I just
Yeah,
don't.
but I didn't use them for any. Like, I'm using them for free conversions to coins.
Well, So yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. Although you're choosing to do that, right? Like you don't have to do free conversions of coins here. You didn't have to go for this heir to temple, but
Took more 2-for-1s. I could have opened dig again. Waste, and I think I want the
yeah.
to let Giants get.
Yes, George. He went heir to. We're seeing heir to engineers on 6 power tokens. It's good fun.
Hmm. Let's do this.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
What?
It's not good for you.
Form a town?
No, the town's fine. I don't think you want two. I don't think you want 2 key town anyhow, but that's obviously what I care about.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not crazy.
Okay, good. Then we're all friends still.
Uh, yeah,
So
so I'm taking this spot, and I am building a dwelling. The question is Priest Town or Coin Town, I think. Yeah, and I really don't know. I have a priest. That priest could just be used to advance shipping.
I was gonna say it doesn't have to be Coin Town. Is it? Are we not getting the Dig Advanced Giants next round?
Oh, I mean we are. So
Oh,
I'm
okay.
advancing my plan is to advance shipping this round and plop down 2 more dwellings because that seems pretty good.
Yeah.
And then and so I'm gonna need coins. And so the question is just if I want those coins to come from a coin town or a ship town. And I think
Yo.
the coin town is good. I think the coin town is better here.
So I was gonna say Ship Town is different from a priest. I thought you were debating Priest Town at one point. I think that's what you said, so I was confused.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Yeah.
Ship Town or Coin Town makes a lot of sense, and I agree they're very equivalent.
Yeah. I do want a coin town, in fact, George. Yeah, I think this was good because I think my priests are not going to be that good this game. Like engineers and swarmlings, I think are just going to have way too many priests to spare for me to use my priests that effectively right now. So I'd much rather just have a couple extra coins and the extra point from the tile.
Yeah. I do think the one awkwardness for me this round is I think I basically have to do a priest to worker, but I don't think that's the end of the world given I already got 3 priests on the track.
Why exactly do you need a priest worker?
Because I want to go sanctuary plus a dwelling so that I can make this town. Which means I need 7 workers and don't have a great way around it. I'm just making sure I can double dig right now, but double digging means I'm going to burn 2 more power tokens in order to get coins, but I think going to 8 power tokens is totally fine.
1 dig the green for now. Double dig it.
I could 1 dig the green, I've been debating that, but I think getting some extra spades, well yeah, maybe I don't need the extra spades that badly. Maybe it is fine to just single dig again. Oh, because I have cult spades coming in. Yeah, never mind, this is actually totally fine. And then I do save power tokens for whatever that's
What'd
worth.
you do?
Although, can that possibly be right? I don't know. I'm thinking too long.
Or you double dig the gray and then you just don't build on the other blue.
Doesn't have to.
Yeah, but then my
Actually-
spades are in weird spots because I'm planning on getting 2
Yeah,
gold
he would
spades.
single dig the green and single dig the gray, and then he would get the black and the gray later, or with the cult spades.
I also
If
have
he was to
a slight desire to start racing up here to the north because I want to really cut out this spots before somehow halflings get in here.
Me? I'm still looking at running this for 8 work
Yeah.
of coal. Points, but that's a lot of workers for next diggings. I think I'm
Is it just me or is Mike slightly cutting in and out?
pretty bad microphone. Sorry.
Yeah, slightly.
Okay. It's not, yeah, it's not horrible. It's just like, right, it seems like it's just cutting you off right at the start or end of some stuff. All right, Mike's digging, Eric's shipping. I will just priest a worker. It's slightly sad, but can't be that bad.
Oh, this is a tough spot for me. I'm not sure if Eric is about to take my yellow that I need for another town, but it doesn't seem like the best neighborhood for him. Question of whether I could afford to risk it or just be safe and
Oh, I left double dig to him. I see what you're saying.
oh, yeah. Oh, that's true. He'd also have to use 2 digs. I mean, he's got shipping, so he can fly to
He can, but
2
I'm just,
reds. He can fly to 2 reds without using 2 digs.
yeah.
That makes it less likely he'll do it. I
You know
guess
how I always say that giants should be using their power for double spades, really.
we'll gamble then. Gamble. He also might be vulnerable at the start of next turn. I don't.
That's what I would be more afraid if I was you. But yeah, I think you're pretty safe right here. I mean, Eric's also kind of just crushing it on the whole points front too. So
Remember when I said that I thought this was the dream giant setup? I don't know. Everyone was convinced that engineers were better, but I think
yeah, I think you're proving to me that I was wrong, or a lot of us were wrong.
we also forgot how good giants with landscapes are.
Yeah, the landscape really is nice.
I'm
I mean,
about to just get
landscape is 6
6
extra
points.
points. But it can
Well,
it can be a liability. Like it can, if you don't get any reds, you can run out of hexes and you could lose a dwelling. Like it could be one less thing connected. So I don't know. I don't think it's that
landscape?
confusing. Yeah, because if you put the landscape down instead of a dwelling, and it end up with dwellings on your board because you ran out of red hexes to build, then how great is the landscape really? Then it could hurt you on network, right? Because other factions can have no issues placing all their stuff, including dwellings and landscape, whereas giants can run out of hexes.
I think there are enough. Well, a few things here. I think there are enough other factions who don't have a very good landscape. Like for example, halflings. Like I think just their landscape is not only is it not good for them, it's actively bad for them because it forces them to build a structure they don't want to build. And there's enough other factions like that, chaos magicians and witches. I think that helps things a lot too. Like giants
Yeah.
usually don't have that much trouble. I don't think like with network like because if they build a stronghold round 1, they just tend to build a lot of stuff, right? They tend to win a lot of races to hexes and cut people off, and they tend to do pretty well in the network race. And then 3, I think their advanced digging is actually like fairly significant at the end of the game. Like the fact that they have, advanced digging helps them to do 1 or 2 extra hard digs that they normally would never be able to think about doing.
Even just one extra hard dig is huge, right? I agree. Like especially in a dwelling round in round 6, especially in a game where swarmlings are in and halflings are in. The swarmlings tend not to have huge networks. Halflings actually tend not to have giant networks because they spend so many workers digging. All right. Yes, I converted a worker into a priest into a worker, and now I'm converting power into a priest. Don't question the methods; just let it happen.
I changed my mind here and decided to take the town.
This is stunning to me. So you're touting via trading posts too? So you're doing very few digs next round. This seems very wrong to me. This is a lot of workers you're spending this round in a round next round where all those workers are 3 points, but
Nope. We'll do it.
all right. I think this is where I stopped accepting your leeches now. I think they're just traps. I don't think I'd do anything with this power anymore.
Pretty good to pass here.
All right, that's what we liked to hear. The priest did what it was supposed to.
Just stalling out.
Yeah, bought us what we really needed.
That makes sense. I did really want that shipping tile.
Yeah, that
There was
shipping
a chance
tile's
I'd get it, but
that shipping
I
tile's
mean,
really
I got
nice.
to point somehow.
And yeah, I mean, 3 coins, 3 power, and quite possibly 6 to 9 points seems very good. So I'm really
It's gonna be
excited. I
mine.
am very excited to see how Mike's halfling line here goes. But this is one of those where I do wish we could just reset, because I can't imagine this town is correct over dig bombing a lot more next round. But maybe
Part of it was I want to get the last on water without stressing. This was the time to do it.
just take water 1 here. Yeah, fair enough.
oh yeah, when did those run out?
This round.
Yeah.
Well, it's partly last. Yeah, I mean, Andrew took one in round 2.
Now this thing will be worth 4 points. So I got some of those points back. Well, who spent some? We lost some.
Yeah, that's true. You're passing on the trading post tile, and you did get a worker town, and you're passing on to a worker, so maybe it's fine.
I wonder. I had plenty of resources. I could have just built a sanctuary there or something. I wonder if there's any way that's correct. Probably not.
I thought you were originally gonna sanctuary for water 1, actually. Yeah, I don't know if it's right either, but
Right, I had the tile, so it would have been 5 points there and water 1. Just getting dwellings out, like, seems like I can win network at this point
yeah,
and
I think the
do
dwelling
a million digs.
I think the dwelling path is totally justifiable too, and it might even be better. But the sanctuary for water 1 line is probably pretty close.
Aw, wanted the coins.
What? Yeah. It's
Everybody.
local. Honestly, this air 2 is supposed to be Fire 1
Yeah.
for sure. But I don't think that solves my issues.
I will admit everybody wants coins. One of the slight issues with my Swarmlings game is that I actually didn't get a coins action yet this game, so.
Oh no, you get 9, probably 10 this round.
I agree. It's actually okay, but yes, I have a ton coming off the cults, which is big.
All right, go digging giants.
Yeah, it's fun. All right, do I want to double dig just for points? Not really. Maybe I did put those cult spades in the wrong spot. It might just be single dig again, everybody. I feel awful about this. Nah, screw it. Let's put these tough life decisions off for later. Could Air 1 have been better than Air 2 for engineers? Interesting. Maybe.
I don't think there's a way. Like, when am I getting that trading house?
Well, yeah, it's true, but
I think it's supposed to be Fire 1.
yeah.
You could have done it last round. Like, you could have gotten a trading post down last round pretty easily, I think.
I think that's probably true, but I do agree that I think if Andrew just takes Fire 1, I think that's a totally justifiable path.
I just got screwed over by you taking the single dig over the double dig.
Oh, interesting. Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm at Mike's mercy here. He can just take my gray hex here, and then I'm completely dead.
Maybe I want a neighbor.
Well, I'm hoping you don't want to take that hex, but yeah, you could. Then I lose
Just
out
been
on
sweating this yellow
three.
one that spared. A little lag here.
Yeah, I probably should have taken that just because I don't know. I'm at this point I'm kind of assuming I'm winning and just playing my own game, but I could probably still be blocking people.
I was gonna say Mike has a decent number of points, and so hitting him seems reasonable. But yeah, I agree. You're already at 71 points, and you have a good economy. You're getting a crap ton more points this round still. It feels pretty
So
winning.
here it is. We can call game. We can call game. We don't have to play it out.
Oh, we're playing it
Yeah.
out. We're playing it out, but it does look like
Fast and loose.
it does look pretty likely to me that Eric's won this game.
Oh. Oh, you cheeky son. I'm not giving you a neighbor.
But me?
Yeah. You took the blue hex instead of the gray hex so that I could be your neighbor, but no.
Oh no, you're not gonna make it up there. I'm gonna take the gray hex too. I'm just
Oh.
like I said, I'm not really thinking about anyone else's game right now.
Well, in that case, I'm glad you don't have a neighbor.
Oh, find it very hard to commit to anything here. I know what I want to do, so I guess should just do that. Can't believe I'm voluntarily single digging again.
Is that your third single dig this game?
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad.
Recipes for success right there.
It's definitely a bit funky. Oh boy, hey random fellow. So yes, welcome back to streaming. I've streamed a little bit this week, but as for the fun-looking map, that's some people's opinion. I need to play more, but I don't like this map very much.
Yeah. Fun looking map is lies.
But it's all right. We are getting a very fun Giants game from Eric. He's showing us what's up.
Aw, really?
Yeah.
What's that hex even do for you?
I don't know. Probably helps me
Well,
on the network fight since it's your hex.
I don't have the econ for network.
I mean, you really are going to win network now. I mean, I kind of agree. Like, whatever. This is what happens when fully advanced digs are flying around the table.
Not even gonna break 100 again.
You want to know something about the chat during the clash. So International Clash was a really good time. I think Eric, being NerdCube, and I have very similar philosophies overall in the game. So I think for the most part we tended to agree pretty heavily. One of our bigger issues as a team, I think, was putting ourselves into slight timer pressure by deliberating decisions that didn't really matter too long. I do think we need to be a little faster on that. And then the main error that I felt we made as a team was I think we were supposed to pass for the dwelling tile and dare Orin to bridge block us, but Zivok today, and when I rewatched the game, it does look like Orin maybe bridge blocks us. It kind of just helps Swirling super win the game, and it might mean Nomads just all of a sudden, like, it might mean Orin gets third and we get fourth, though, so I don't really, like, it's very hard to judge if Orin should bridge block over taking the coins action at the start of round 1, so, or round 6. I personally think we pass for the Dwelling Tile and risk it, but, eh, not a big deal either way. Yeah, the tie for second international clash was really interesting.
Oh, what? I'm so dead, Eric.
Okay, this was actually a block on Mike. I don't want him to get a neighbor there, so I'm even not going to build that for forever. I want him to have a harder time towning because I probably should have blocked him in the south. So I can't do anything about blocking Stormling. So the most I can do is mess with you, make sure I would network, mess with halflings, make sure it's not easy to 3-town for them. Stormlings are going to get their cult points and do their thing.
Yeah, I've already sent way too many priests to the cults now that I'm earning, 3 around, but and I can only earn 2, but whatever. We've done things.
You can try to dig it back to gray just to be. Andrew coming up there is much for me because it doesn't do much for him either.
Yeah.
I think, you know what? Let's be funny. I'm not sure how this affects the network fight. So.
Oh, I mean, Eric crushes network no matter what.
Yeah, I think so. As for the question in the chat, as for international clash yesterday, if we as Team America don't get blocked from Water 1, that certainly helps our game, but it does look like Swirlings just had too many breaks and probably got underbid, so I don't. The way we get first is we get Water 1 and the pass tiles have to break a bit better for us and a bit worse for Swirlings, which there are worlds where that maybe happens, but it's unlikely.
I think Orin's opening actually was like what did it the most, like, and the fact that nobody, ourselves included, foresaw it, right? Like, we thought we were passing on to the Sanctuary Stronghold tile, which was going to get us better worker economy. It would have gotten us 4 extra points.
Yep.
It probably would have meant if they don't do their opening, we probably don't get Water 1 blocked because, their opening like left them with a trading post up, that enabled them to build a temple or a stronghold or whatever it was, right? Like to give them tempo on Water 1. It also gave them enough workers to like go for the the opening of building their whatever order they did it, stronghold first and then temple, or the other way around. So
and if we have control of the 2 worker tile in round 2, it's possible Swirlings don't get the control of that tile all of a sudden flings way different directions, which is what we were expecting. So I agree, like that actually was a real huge swing in the early game. But as for the philosophy of the game from the other team members, I mean, Eric and I agreed pretty heavily. Lumen's was pretty on board with most of what we were up to too. I don't like there really wasn't much for disagreements yesterday in any capacity.
I think we all generally pretty agreed on the line, I think.
We generally agreed pretty much on the bidding too. I do think the one mistake we made as a team was all kind of undervaluing Swirlings. We were partly bidding Darklings because we said they were going to have a safe game plan, and I think the one mistake we made was the fact that Swirlings also were pretty safe. The one issue we saw for Swirlings is potentially not getting the second town, which I do think was a possibility, but Orin chose not to go for a shipping game plan and get out to the west. Meaning they didn't get on that green that Swirlings eventually took, and Nomads didn't expand to that northern yellow, which meant that spot was always open for Swirlings too. So, I mean, that's part of just the breaks of how things were going too, that our other opponents kind of chose to let Swirlings have all the territory they wanted, as did we. We also, I guess, could have tried to mess with where Swirlings eventually towned, but I think they just make that northern town then, so I don't know if it actually mattered.
Yeah, The thought was that Orin could mess with a southern town and Nomads could mess with a northern town, but it turned out neither happened.
Yep.
But they got a bit of break.
Yep.
I mean, we talked about this after the game too, right? That like, all of us playing for Team USA and for everyone at every table, we're all players who kind of go into every game expecting to win, right? And I think tying for second, like at one of the strongest Terra Mystica tables of all time, was something to be proud of, right? Not something to be sad about.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's totally fine. Like, I agree. Like, really, honestly, the only mistakes that I really have for us out of yesterday was we probably did need to bid Swarmlings a bit earlier than, like, I don't think they should have been the 30 faction. They need to be at least like 5-ish points lower. And then that's really the only mistake. I quibble a little, and I think we're supposed to dare Orin to bridge block us, but I mean that has potential to go even worse than what happened. So, as you just said, tying for second was a totally fine result, especially in a format that really just punishes people for being 5th place at the end of this whole thing. Like, that's all that matters. So 2 points, it's gonna help us. So. Oh my gosh, yeah. So I officially declare Eric the winner now, though.
He
Oh,
was
we
going to
didn't
get
do
a
that a
point
while
style no
ago.
matter
Like,
what. He's going to get 8 or 6 or 4-ish. I mean,
I
maybe
mean,
I'm
he was
supposed to
getting
pass.
passed on him, what, right? Like,
He was.
Yeah.
He was, but I think that was the best case scenario for him.
I'll
I mean-
buy that.
I
I was
think
going to stick around and dig more.
I think shipping again is not actually really on his plan, possibly ever again. And I don't know how many trading posts he's gonna get out next round, especially if he is gonna build a sanctuary, which he definitely is now.
So this actually didn't work. I thought I would outlast one then. I was supposed to pay faster. I'll get coins. Coins.
You shouldn't have dug that gray for him.
I was thinking that. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it got me a neighbor, so. You hope that the coin deficit for Eric might hurt him, but usually you can work around.
Oh, did you forget about this one coin I had coming in on the Earth
Yeah,
call?
that's true. That's
Oh yeah, can't forget about that.
I always call that a pity coin. And like, it's just pitiful. Taking Earth one's pitiful. I just can't believe Mike took Earth one.
get some dividends.
Seems fine.
Dang, I probably was supposed to block Mike. You've got a pretty solid game going on.
I mean, yeah, I was for sure Mike. Like, I did not, yeah.
Definitely just focused on carving out this town in the north.
At least I'll get a cool town in the Cool Towns Club.
That's good. That's good. I agree. Oh, that is gonna be a super cool town. Yeah, I forgot that you could. I forgot.
Well,
engineers.
it was supposed to be. I don't have the pointer anymore. It's so sad.
Yeah.
Now I gotta figure out these hexes names. So the landscape was supposed to go on C7, and I can have like a B7, C7, E8 town,
Okay.
and that was the 4th town.
I see.
Then Eric decided he was starting E8, and I was like, oh, what? I had no world put Giants on E8, not a single world.
It seems like it was good in the end.
Yeah.
I think it.
Well, I thought the whole point was that you were going to disrupt halflings at G6. so that you could get to I-5, like the south yellow down to the south red. And then that never happened. So I'm confused on what E5 actually did.
I mean, I should have done that, right? That it was still good, and I even made a mistake by not taking G6.
So what exactly did E5 accomplish this game other than blocking my town? I don't see it.
I mean, so it gives me that control, right? It gives me control to like decide who I need to block when. It also like there was a world where I expanded out to what is this, A B C D E F4, and got used that to get to some reds in the south. There was a world where that happened. Um, it gives me the flexibility to like both claim this hex before you get there, like claim a natural red, while also expanding north and east, right? Like if I just start in the northeast, then I just don't get that red hex. Now this way I get all the same red hexes I was going to get in the northeast, plus also that hex. Or then I think doing a little bit of blocking on a 30-point engineers is never bad. And it gave me the option. I should have blocked halflings there. So I think all of that was like makes this hex pretty important.
I'm looking at Fling Stronghold. Lets you do there. I mean, with the landscape and you're fighting for network, it maybe becomes. It costs 8 coins.
Correct. It's so bad, and yet I
Why
love
does it cost 8?
uh,
Get a price cut.
The halfling stronghold is hilariously awful.
A little price cut.
Yeah, it's just baffling, but.
It should think for a second if I need fire 2 purposes. Think
Say if you don't need fire 2. That's maybe true.
Oh
my
my
claim.
goodness. All the air ones are gone. I thought you did need fire too.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
maybe
my
I'll
goodness.
regret this.
Oh, I hope you can't get this town now.
Oh, you're gonna help me.
What? Oh, I'm getting rocked. This
Yeah,
game sucks.
it's not been going your way.
The worker kickback with that.
Wow.
Pretty disappointed we're not seeing the driller.
I do agree with that.
Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
George Sharp, like we heard rumors of a driller, we got like excited about it, and then it was taken
But
away from us.
I think I showed you guys. I think we did a stream where I played Stronghold round 1. And I don't think it went well.
Of course it didn't.
I'm pretty sure that didn't go well.
Yeah, I don't imagine.
It was one of those games where Mike did like some stupid block round 1 and then
Hey, yo, whoa.
and I was like, oh, this is my best option. Triple dig.
So let me see if I'm getting the pass tile. Andrew has so much to do, and he probably outlasts me again. A chance to get 4 points.
Nah, if we had built the driller, could be it.
Yeah, things would be different. Worker could go a long way as well. Enemy wise. I could just build another thing here.
I just see no way we're getting these towns without fire too.
I agree, Andrew. He doesn't have anywhere near enough
Same.
resources to
Like,
make these towns.
how do I not have Air 1 right now?
To be fair,
Because you took Air
Mike.
2.
To be fair, Mike going Air 1
Well,
and Fire
I
2
thought I was getting
seems.
Air 1 here.
Mike going Air 1 and Fire 2 actually seems okay.
He can afford another temple?
Next round, I think he definitely can. I don't like if he's getting 2 more towns, I think it's gonna be fine. God dang it, Mike.
Hey, he just locked up himself his second place.
Yeah, I guess blocking me is maybe actually why that move matters. Like, it can't actually be correct in a vacuum, in my opinion. Like, he has things to build, economy to go for, but it's only 4 points for him. Like, meh, not important, but okay. That happens.
You were talking some smack about halflings in this setup, so he just wanted to show you.
Show him his boss.
That's fine. I knew that the pastels were positioned poorly there. Round 4, it was great to be on 1, but then I kind of knew round 5 if I wasn't going to pass well, and then where they were positioned, I knew it wasn't going to go well here either.
I thought you would pass on to the shipping one, actually.
Well, the big issue is I only have. This is where sending too many priests earlier has actually really hurt me, right? I only have 2 priest production, and I have priests I really wanted to use. Like.
Oh, and you still have an advanced digging? Yeah.
Yeah, I really want all these priests, and so. The timing was just really awkward.
That makes sense.
And Andrew was going to do that, which is pretty expected, but pretty sad. Yeah. Losing control of the pastels at the end is definitely doomed my game. I mean, I still might have second over Mike, but I don't think I was actually getting first anyhow, but I definitely need the pastels to go better in round 5 and 6. With 3 pastels in the game, that's what it's like. Getting screwed out of them for round 5 and 6 was bad. Oh God, Mike still needs 2 ship advances too. Okay, never mind. I'm in. Yeah. What? Well, I'm with you, Andrew. What is this Air 1 business? I've warmed up to your
Like
ability.
he'll probably get his towns and he'll probably get his ship advances, but I think that Fire 2 was more points than Air 1.
I suspect you're actually correct, but oh well, it's fine.
Oh, these
So,
land are hard to
The
place.
question now, I think, is: are we willing to put giants at S tier on this map?
No.
I mean, I thought they were better than what you guys were saying. Like, you guys said they were terrible on this map, but I don't think they're terrible on this map. Oh wait, Eric, don't mess up placing your town tile like Lumen did with this arrangement.
Put it on the trading post, right?
No. Oh, what? I thought you were a pro. This man did already.
I just make cool designs. I don't know what to do with it once I'm there.
Well, I'll coach you. All right. So you see that outlier, the one that's not in the straight line? Yeah. That's what you're looking for when you're placing a town tile.
Okay. I've got to admit, I've developed this instinct of just putting it always under like the highest power building on the board.
That's what.
See, I used to do that.
That's what
I used to do that.
Yeah, that's what everybody does instinctually. But Zoris has trained me back when we couldn't hover over the town tiles.
Well, Zoris trained me, which trained you.
Well, yeah, but
yeah, I always put it underneath the smallest building, the dwelling. You see, if I could, I would be putting my towns on my bridges, because that's obviously the coolest. Sure, let's go Stronghold.
I mean, with all these bridges, we gotta go Stronghold, right?
Oh yeah. The real question is, where do we get our third bridge? Oh, I figured it out. I could bridge. Oh, I'm gonna have the sickest town you've ever seen. Oh, I'm gonna get 2 land bridges for the fun of it. Oh,
Oh my god, you can land bridge there. Oh, you're right.
I can land
Oh,
bridge there. We figured it out.
that is
We
hilarious.
figured it out. We need 2 workers for this. I didn't know what
Oh,
I was thinking, but we know now.
that's all right. That is gonna be pretty awesome. All right. Well, Eric, what went so well for you this game? Let's you're definitely the winner. So let's break down some of why you think life was so good.
So I don't think I played rounds 4 through 6 very well, honestly. I think we've talked a little bit about that already, but I mean, I think I probably should have done something better to get more coins, and I could have done a bigger network. But I think the first 4 rounds of track were like about as dreamy as it gets for giants, right? You build your stronghold, you build a temple. Earth One was still there. I finish a town, use that to get coins to build more dwellings, which gives me more worker income to get, I don't know, I probably did like 6 or 8 digs in the dig ground, right? So that track was just as dreamy as it got. And then yeah, I got Earth One. I got a lot of leech to start off with. Uh, I've gotten on some good pass tiles in the last couple rounds, so that was a big bonus. Um, Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think I played the last 3 rounds particularly well. I think there was probably a way for me to get a third town or get more network in there or something. Um, I also did the thing that I've preached a lot with Giants, right, which is just attack one cult, right? I'm gonna
Yep.
probably win fire, I'm assuming.
You're winning fire, yeah.
Yeah, I think like in particular, so like with landscapes on, right, stronghold into temple into town into spades is like the dream.
It's fair. Yeah. Did you get big building? No, you didn't even get big building tile round 2 though.
Did I not? No, no, I didn't.
You were on trading post tile in order to get 1 extra worker, which gotta do
Turn it into
sometimes.
points later. Yeah. Um, I could have stalled out for big building, which would have truly been the dream. But yeah, so network is actually like I'm not going to win network.
Wait, what? How are
Yeah,
you losing network?
it's Mike.
It's Mike.
Because Eric was too busy blocking my hexes.
That's okay.
All right, he has done it without fire too. It's happening.
Can still put down the driller. Driller is still in play, everybody.
Yeah, but like he had to take a 6 coin down for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's fine if you're taking air 1 and then you're getting an extra town without fire 2. Like, I don't know. This game's pretty good still. Like,
I think it's really good. It's going to be fairly close between us. Closer than I was hoping for, certainly.
yeah, that's true. I mean, halflanes are still gonna get to upper 110s after passing, and then if they win network, they're upper 130s, low 140s. That's about where you're at. You're a little ahead of that, I guess. You're clear into mid to upper 140s. I'm gonna be mid 130s, low 130s, somewhere in there.
So I'm going to point out something interesting here too. I accepted that power because it meant that like you digging that red hex away would be like worse now, right? Because like Ryan, you could dig that red hex away from me, but now I have the stuff to dig something else if I have to.
Yeah, I
It's just
agree. But that is a good thing to point out because I 100% would spend one worker to take away your hex. But I agree, now it's kind of meaningless, so I'm not very excited.
Hey, you would? Oh,
I
I hate that.
I would have spent a worker to hit his hex.
Yeah, but your game doesn't change at all.
I'm not that far away from him. Like I don't I don't hate my game that much either yet. So I mean, again, I've lost this game because I didn't get pass towns in round 5 and 6. But if I got a pass town in round 5, well, in round 5 and 6, I'm very much in this game. Even if I get one, I think I'm close. Maybe I'm overestimating exactly how much I got left, but
I want to say we played a pretty quick game. Nice tight hour and a half.
yeah, this has been a fast one.
Good work all around.
Fast games are the only games I play.
I don't know where to put this town tile. I guess here.
Mm.
Here's the aesthetic. I don't know.
I don't know. I was thinking like, I mean, what you really got to do is you got to get 3 town tiles and surround the sanctuary.
Yeah, that's not happening. Sorry.
Well, we got our bridge. Choo choo. This is such a sick town.
I'm at 14 right now, so I would have to build 4 dwellings. Yeah, I can't 3-town this.
That's lame.
Sorry to let you.
Lame.
Yeah, sorry to let you down, but
I need workers for, right? Cool.
also, Andrew, you're breaking 100. I told you could do it.
Woohoo, we broke 100. That was the goal of this game, to break 100.
I mean, you kept saying you weren't gonna do it, so.
I'll be honest, I'm very surprised that I broke 100. Didn't think we were doing it.
Gotcha. Well, you have. Boom.
But we're getting a solid 4th.
Mission
That's what we
accomplished.
were aiming for.
It does look pretty 4th-ish. It looks pretty likely to be Giants first, Halflings second, Swarmlings third, Engineers fourth, but I'm not entirely convinced yet, but it's probable. All right, you are tied, Mike, on network, Eric, right?
Yeah, that's good. I was able to get that last.
Yeah, Halfling's stupid landscape is being a liability again. But if he had just gone for the driller, then he wouldn't have as many trading posted dwellings down. But let's ignore that and blame it on the landscape.
In my head, my original plan was to advance shipping, but I realized that dropping another dwelling was way too good.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. Only 3 points on the ship pass tile makes Team Swarmlings a bit sad. I probably should have gone for it more aggressively, given I should have been pretty likely I was going to get blocked. I thought there maybe was a way I was outlasting Andrew, but I didn't count his actions close enough, and I was 1 short. So it's my bad for not thinking about it longer, I guess. It was the one downside to not advancing digging earlier this game and like getting my worker economy going better because I couldn't stall, but.
Swarmling started this game at 11 or so, right?
Yeah.
So it does seem like, I mean, this was a very good setup for them, but it does seem like Swarmlings have the ability to be pretty good on this map.
Yeah,
You expanded Swarmling's things and you got an easy 2 towns.
I do agree that I don't think my result here should like discourage us from thinking Swarmlings are still really good. I bet a lot, maybe a little too much is the answer, but I think Swarmlings still were supposed to be bid quite a lot as happened. And as I say, like honestly, my game I think can only largely go better if I just get past tiles in the last 2 rounds. So maybe I don't know. I don't really see a lot of ways it could go worse. Like sorry, George Shortwell, that you can't pull up the bids over here. That's a Bizzle thing.
Right, no, you just type bids and I'll recite them. I think it was what, like 11 Swarmlings, 18 Halflings, 30 Giants and Engineers.
Sounds about right. Halflings might have been.
It was definitely 18, 30, 30. I don't remember what the Swarmlings are at.
Swarmlings were
11.
11. Yeah, I went to 11.
I don't know if it's just me. So I was talking with Andas the other day, and like we were referencing, like I was referencing like the Fire 2 Open game that we played, right? Like the Fire 2 Open Finals Season 1. Like, I mean, that was like probably over 6 months ago at this point. But I said something about how, like a double dig that was done in round 1 that gave him leech, and he was like, I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Like, how do you remember what happened in that game? I was like, I don't know. Am I weird for like replaying these games in my head and like
No, I don't.
remembering the bids of certain games?
I could replay certain like Agricola games from like start to finish.
Yeah, I agree. There are certain things I remember a lot too. I remember certain F2O games really vividly still, and it's partly because I like immediately think about and analyze them a lot right after too, right? So like, but
Damn, 100 points.
anyhow, yeah, Eric's well into the 150s. My earlier estimates were not very good, apparently, which not shocking.
Mike is very close. Mike is very close. And I only had like that many cult points on him.
That's true. Mike's almost 150 as well. Yeah, that's gross.
Oh, sorry, I was muted a bit, but yeah, I needed to win network, and then I think I win. But you had just enough power to ensure last spot, no matter what Ryan did.
Yeah, I had no
fight.
interest anymore after he. I don't
And
even.
you had no choice but to give him that power.
Yeah.
Game.
Yeah, nice game. Well
But,
done. Well done,
like
Eric.
I don't regret the town and it looked dubious, but I wanted Eric off of for 1, and that was the time to do it. Still built everything, so I mean, I guess I could have had maybe some more structures if I didn't do the sanctuary then. I think it went okay.
As for the answer to should I have taken the 1 cult step town, probably. The priest town was fine. It's really not much of a difference. Like I lost 1. Like if I take the 1 cult step town, I'm 1 point worse, but then I get 1 point better on cults. So like it's mostly a wash to me. I could have lowered Mike's points probably by 1 if I take, or actually Mike gained quite a bit from his 1 cult step town. So maybe I was supposed to take it. It's not a big deal. But yeah, very, very nicely done, Nerd Cube. Big Giants game here. So.
Yeah, thanks.
And yeah, your line still worked pretty well, Mike, to just lock up Water 1 and build your economy like that. And get your town.
I was gonna say, Mike, what would you have thought about? Because you were debating building a second temple in round 2, right? And you had the resources for it. So what about building that temple there instead of the sanctuary?
I felt
like, you
I'd
wouldn't
be.
get the town in the town round, but you still could have locked up Water 1 and like not spent so many workers in round 3.
I mean, Water 1, Earth 1 for the 2 favors doesn't feel great. It'll cost me a ton of coins, and I needed every coin out. So.
I mean, but if you're going to build a sanctuary the next round, anyways, right? Is the Halfling Sanctuary an expensive one? It's not, is it?
No, it's 4-6. Well, it was.
I mean, okay.
The natural town.
So like,
I did score off of having those trading posts out, and like having some coin income was good here for me. Like, people everyone's neglecting coin income, like, or a lot of people are, then it's tough to just race to the 7 coin action. It cost me digs. Did cost me digs, so maybe I'm great for that reason, but it's okay.
Mm.
Like, I didn't need any more digs where I was going. Any extra digs in the dig round would just be,
Yeah,
just
I agree. The one down, well, but that's partly because you carved your town out in round 3. So like if you, oh, you did it though because you sanctuary.
Oh, those were there from round 1. Those were there from 1.
Okay, yeah. So I do agree. That is one of the tough parts about halfling cult like spade bomb games is you really need to be able to put the spades where you want to use them, and so yeah, that on that front, I guess delaying them did make some good sense, but.
I do just wonder, right? Because if you build the temple in round 2, you're getting 4 track points from building the temple, whereas by building the sanctuary in round 3, it was 2 less coins to build the sanctuary and get that the town track bonus.
Mhm.
The sanctuary is like you could have had more priest income. Maybe you get to do a little bit more on the cults. Like then you're building your sanctuary in round 5 instead, and you're getting the 5 points from it there. Like you just wonder, like, yeah, building a second temple versus the sanctuary could have been interesting.
Yeah, it would have been 1 earth, 2 earth if I did 2. And that gets me some extra coin, and it gets me a cult
If you're
dig.
gonna just
So
take water one the next round, I agree with Eric that I think taking water one in round 2 for you is actually surprisingly viable here. But fair enough.
I don't get what the difference is like between taking water one there and then waiting the next round and doing it on one of your first actions. Then
sanctuary gets me the town, and to get the town, I'm building trading posts.
Well, sure, but what we're saying is like
Second temple for water one doesn't have that same.
well, it gets you 4 track points that you didn't otherwise get. So I get it. Like you get 4 track points, you give up 5, but then you can unlock 5 track points in round 5 that you otherwise didn't get. Like the net result is still more. Now, the benefit of the town and the timing on how that helped you, maybe that shifts things. But I broadly agree that I think the temple was still totally a fine line, but your line's fine too.
Having a quick round into got me the 7 coins 3 as well, which were very needed.
Yeah.
And so I got the 7 coins in round 2 and round 3.
Yeah, that part's true.
That was really, really important for me.
Yeah, I agree. The passes certainly were important for you. My big issue.
Yeah, I thought I played this pretty good. I liked no temple round 1 and getting all the dwellings out. I just Eric just got too much. That just seemed to be what happened. Like maybe the starting spots. I don't know what could have done different, but you hope that gray and red will clash a little, and that didn't happen at all here.
Yeah, Eric was able to play just in a section of the map that Andrew really didn't want. Especially after Eric took. I do think Eric's starting spot was really key. I think if he's not there, that is that could have been a big shift. I do think he picked some really good starting spots, but
I'll say too, I like Mike's opening a lot. I think that is a super cool opening that is like going to be possible like more often than you might think on this map. Just because Brown gets so insanely much leech, and they do have like some cool spots they can ship to, like with temp shipping.
Yeah. The other final things I'm gonna say, Andrew's game, he only got 8 points on the track, so that clearly the timing on when he was building a lot of stuff was off, and that's part of why he had a rough game too.
Oh, I think it was just a bad engineer's track. I knew the track was never good for engineers.
I agree, but
Still,
eight is stunningly bad, and you built a stronghold in round 6 instead of 5. You built dwellings, and like I don't.
On the track means you built 2 temples in round 2, right? That means that was all of your track points for the entire game was round 2.
That's true. Yeah, that's all he got.
In a round 6 dwelling round, you somehow didn't build any dwellings. That's just kind of
all my gray hexes were gone. Like I don't know what to say other than I knew this was South round 1, and I didn't really know where to get
fair
it
enough.
back.
All I'm saying is yes. That's like the highlight to me looking through your post game is 8 track points has got to be like somehow
That's
is
not a
part
highlight,
of.
Ryan.
Well,
I
it's part
don't know.
of. It's
I don't know if we have different definitions of highlight.
Well, okay, whatever. We're discussing how some people's games could have gone wrong or how they could have gone better. That's where I look for you, where your game could have gone better. Where my game could have gone better is largely pass tight. I mean, I still got 16 pass points, which is nice, but I certainly in a game that has all the pass tiles I want, that could have gone quite a bit better. But I just paid a little much for swarm lanes probably too. So
I talk about highlights. 41 back points for me.
Yeah, I agree. You did prove that this was a really dreamy track for Giants. Getting 41 points on the track is really tough. So, um, and then everything else went good. The only other thing I had noticed is that I somehow took 4 priest power actions and 3 single spade power actions. That's not quite ideal. Even for swarmlings, you'd really like to make one of those double dig and one of those coins instead, but.
I think the other thing that
I
turned out to not be dreamy for you, I'll just say real quick, is that it was a round 4 spade, and you didn't get to do anything with that as swarmlings, which is sometimes very possible.
Yeah, so I very much gave up that dream in order to go. I gave up that and went for the round 4 temple for Air 1 instead, which felt about equivalent at the time, and I think it was.
Would have thought down
but
in
yeah.
3, you get those extra workers and you advance digs for the digging round.
Well, so that's what I would love to do, but my coins were real bad. Like not getting the coins actions, I never passed for that coin tile. So like it
So
was.
did you actually need the 2 Colt Town? Like I don't know. I think I might have taken 6 Coin Town, to be honest.
Yeah, that's possibly correct. I mean, leaving the 2 key town for somebody else gets ugly though, because like all of a sudden you take it towards the end of the game, and then it's a huge difference on the cults for me. Especially if you choose not to quite aim for what you did and like go for a sanctuary and another temple, like you could have stolen a lot of cult points on me. Very justifiably. I think the 2 key town's still correct. Plus, it got me extra spades that I wanted and extra coins down the road. But yeah, my coins in the early game are just tough. I did not get coins actions in the early game, nor pass for coins. And so it made it really hard to justify being able to advance dig in round 4.
This question though for me is, are you warming up to this map?
I still don't like this map. I don't
No.
like the dynamics. I don't like the dynamics on this map.
That game did not give me any positive reinforcement at all.
Okay.
Not a
Just
single.
I don't love
this one to make you guys like this map more.
I don't love maps that have such like key choke points. I don't love the map like has weird adjacency. I don't love how the starting spots are really like maybe they get more predictable as time goes on here. Like starting spots on every map feel kind of unusual when you don't play it a lot. But I think this map honestly does have greater uncertainty about starting spots because you don't know where leech parties are really going to be besides this kind of central spot around this brown that we talked about. Like I think this is about the only real guarantee. Everything else is like a complete crapshoot in my opinion, and I don't think that's going to develop differently, but maybe it will. But we'll see. Whatever.
I think the thing. No, go ahead. Sounds like you're wrapping up.
Oh no, that was no. You go ahead. I could keep talking, but we probably should wrap the stream eventually. But
of course, you can keep talking.
I can talk for like ever. Yeah, that's not a problem.
Thing I like about this map is that I feel like a lot of factions can do a lot of cool things with shipping, right? And I tend to like things like that, where you don't necessarily have to get early spades. Like you can get trapped in, you can strand like the initial dwellings, that you upgrade on, and like get out of there with shipping. Like I think that's generally really cool. And I think like Fire and Ice and Fjords have a little bit of that, but they also do have a lot of like you kind of just have to dig your way through some land masses at some point. And in here, I think you can save digging so late, like just do some shipping.
I do think you have. I do agree that shipping on this map is really prioritized. Yeah, if the earlier you ship, the quicker you get on some of those choke points, and the more control you have over everything. Which and certain colors could just ship all over the place very quickly because of all the lakes. So I agree. It's not a sad thing to be able to explore if you're into that. Again, my big issue, and I've said it before, is like I love fjords and I even like part of base because to me the real strength of Terra Mystica is the interplay between wanting to have neighbors to build next to each other, get the leech, get the discounted trading post, but that making it hard to find town space. Here it's just hard to find town space because there's not enough connected hexes and there's too many choke points. I don't like that, but people can like it. People can like different things in maps. So I just don't have to play it. And then I don't like landscapes. So yeah, I don't expect to see much of myself. I don't expect to see myself in arena much, but we'll see. Speaking of Arena, though, before we wrap up, if anybody does have questions, you should drop them in chat, but it doesn't seem like anybody does. As for tomorrow and as for Arena, NerdCube is presumably winning Arena this season. Clavo does seem to. Oh no, Clavo's fallen back down. Never mind. Eric's pretty safe.
He just took a third place.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know. Clavo sometimes stays up all night and plays like 4 games.
Yeah, it's true. He's not that
night.
far away. Okay, so presumably NerdCube will win, but Clavo has continued to make weird runs here at the end. But the upshot is, I have got our top 3 Arena players here. NerdCube, Simon, and Clavo will be playing a game with me tomorrow at, did I say 4 Eastern? Something like that. So kind of around when I normally stream in the afternoons. It's kind of like right after my work time. We'll have a fun Arena celebration. Us 4 will play with the Arena settings, and I don't even totally know what we're gonna do yet, besides just play that game and convince about it in some level. But it should be fun. Just trying to celebrate the end of Arena. So yeah, hopefully we'll see some of you then. And chat has no questions. Any final things from people here?
Yeah.
Why is Ranier's pencil highlighted on your screen?
Yeah.
I've right here. Yeah, so this is actually like a bit of fascinating error that I think I should point out to them, but because Ranier's pencil has the same rating I do, and because I think it starts with the same name, it keeps giving me this error where like some days when it highlights Ranier's pencil and some days it highlights me. I think it literally can't tell the difference between us because we have the same rating and the same like start of our name, and so whatever checking system they do to highlight me, they like sometimes highlight this alt account, which is not me, to be clear. I've played this
You
account.
sure it's not just highlighted? You sure you're not logged in with the
So
wrong account?
again, first off, having an alt account is against BJ's terms of service on some level. It's a little iffy, but I've already admitted essentially to having an alt account. We all like, you guys know what it is, and I was very like ethical in its usage. I would never play myself, and I didn't even play in the same Arena season, so there is no way I would do this. But you can certainly, oh, I agree, but you can certainly, yeah, people can bring up the speculation, but I'll just say, if you do look at my profile, we'll quickly go to Season 3, you'll find I played 0 games because I did have an alt account for Season 3 that was on the leaderboard, and I refused to play with my main account during that season. So if you think I somehow broke my ethical scruples in Season 4, then maybe you could think this is still me. But yeah, no, it is actually really weird that it's highlighted, though, but it happens occasionally. Or it has ever since Ranier's pencil is literally tied with me in the Arena standings. It's also really weird because like on this page it shows me as 8th, but if I go back to like the main page, I'm probably 9th. Yeah. Like, it does not know what actual rank I am. I don't know what rank I am.
This means you have to play a game. So
No.
you can figure out what rank you are.
Nope, not playing Arena again. I'm happy staying in top 10. I'm a coward. Myoblast has occasionally snuck back up, but Gray has not played, and he's back to full-time Agricola, so my top 10 seems quite safe. Unless FireX'd, if he's still watching. Maybe I gotta watch out for Hubert, but otherwise I feel pretty safe. Anyhow, that was a lot of continued talking for when I said the stream was going to end. So, what's my alt account? Well, so again, I feel a little like bad about openly admitting it because BJ is weird about what alt accounts there are, but I've essentially said that I have an alt account. So I'm trying to find where it was. I thought it was higher than this, but there it is. Good old classic Earth 1 is for chumps. I decided last Arena season to play games without Earth 1 and see how high I could get. And the answer apparently was 75th. But yeah.
That's slightly disappointing.
Well,
I'll be honest.
I mean, I made Elite League and then I stopped playing. So, like, I didn't play much once I hit Elite League, and I quickly realized, like, when I ran into games against actual experts, like, it gets playing under that alt accounts restrictions is pretty tough because, like, if you're allowed to play Swarmling's great, but like, if you think Alchemists have to be bid a little and you go on to Alchemist, you're just kind of dead a lot of the times, and then certain setups not taking Earth 1 is also like just not viable. So you have really weird restrictions in terms of who you can bid for and how you can play, which is a fascinating experiment. It was great for me. Like it really challenged me. It was really exciting. It rejuvenated me, and it made me like rejuvenated for another reason season. So there was all that. But
Well, if you think about it, Ryan, you know, a Stronghold Alchemist is basically Earth 1. 6 points around.
Look, I definitely tried that sometimes. I tried some fun things. It was a good life. But yeah, I only played 22 games. Like yeah, I essentially made Elite League and stopped. But it was a fun experiment. I had fun with those games. So and maybe I'll resume it someday. But
I've been tempted to make my alt account Earth 1 is for winners and just always rush Earth 1.
Yeah.
probably win arena that way.
that's a much easier account to win with.
Is it? What happens if you get Swarmlings? You gotta open temple.
I won't lie. One thing I have considered for this next arena season, just for the fun of it, is to only play 4 town games. Like literally, my only
That's
goal.
impossible.
My only.
Sometimes you just get wrecked.
Sure, sometimes you're just gonna lose, but my only goal would be 4 towns. I would just like take economy favors. I would take economy towns. There would just like the only goal is 4 towns. I don't care about anything else.
This is maybe the wrong map for that.
So I agree. Like it's gonna be a tough map to achieve that on, and yet that would make games fun for me. Like whether or not like I would lose quite a few games. Well, I would lose almost all my games. And I don't even think I would achieve that challenge very much, but it would be fun. Anyhow, yeah, George Short. Well,
be happy with that.
Fakir's only is was a great alt. And yeah, I also know who that is, and like that was a really fun experiment in the Snellman world, and I kind of wanted to replicate that last season, which is why I made the Earth one is for chumps, because that was a fun challenge and it was a good one, but it was very similar to something somebody on Snellman ran no scoring favors for a while, did a similar thing, but anyhow. Anybody else have anything they actually feel needs to be discussed, or we've probably put enough post-game talk in for this? All right. That sounds good. Thanks, guys, for being with me here today. Everybody watching it, a reminder that, yeah, just we have a fun, like, arena game tomorrow. That's 4 p.m. Eastern. NerdCube, Simon, me, Claybo. Should be a good time. We'll see y'all then. Later.